Call this meeting to order of the April Hillsdale Town Board meeting. April, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you all for joining us tonight. First up is our public comment. Does anybody have comments on anything on the agenda tonight, first off? Okay, does anybody have any other comments they would like to say? Hi, Amy. Hi.
We're in this last month's meeting. So I'm Amy Davidson, and I'm just speaking on behalf of the other residents on Texas Hill Road. So we want to just get a better understanding of how we can work with the road crew to help remediate some of the impacts to private property from the chip sealing and some prior road work, and help restore the road's natural beauty. I think there are just 3 remediation concerns. There may be more, but there's loose and excess gravel on the sides of the road in multiple spots, which we would like to have removed. There's especially an area that's encroaching into the upper Taconic Creek waterway right now. We also were told that the road wouldn't be widened, but it clearly has. I think because of that, there's now damage to several stone walls as well as the cemetery up there. So hopefully we can figure out a way on how to fix that. And third, we would love to try to remove some of the excess riprap that was put on the road because we don't think it looks very natural, or reintroduce some natural vegetation over that riprap. And we just want to know, we'd love to hear tonight how we can work together with the road crew to accomplish those goals. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments? Oh, yeah.
While you're on the subject of Texas Hill, I want to make a few observations after living with it over the winter. The crown on the road is too high. So when 2 people come together, they both want to slide off the side of the road because the angle of the road is too much. And that aspect actually led to the post office mail truck sliding into my mailbox after he actually stopped, delivered my mail, and was getting ready to leave. The slope of the hill sloped him off the side of the road and into the snowbank. Since the road has now become drier, we have constant dust. Not like we used to get for a couple of weeks in the middle of the summer. Since the beginning of March, there has been a trail of dust following every car, every truck going up Texas Hill Road. Certain places, which I was trying to talk to Michael about, I asked him to go see certain spots on the road, and it never came about. But those spots, if he allowed me to talk to him about it, they would not be now cracking and breaking after only 6 months. It's now, we have cracks 3 to 4 inches, 3 to 4 feet long in the middle of the road at the crown. And if you look at them after a little bit of rain, you'll see dark spots around it. You go look at those dark spots in the road, that whole section between that crack where it's cracked in the middle of the road around is all cracked and sinking. So we're gonna have to fix that. And it's not gonna be send the guys out with a pickup truck and a load of dirt. It's gonna have to be fixed with however they fix chip sealing. It's not cheap as you made it out to be. It's not throw 3 guys on a pickup truck, which is what they did at the end of the winters on Texas Hill before. When potholes came out, they send up the pickup truck with the dump body on it. They fill up the back of the pickup truck bed with dirt. They have 2 guys walking along behind, shoveling the dirt into the potholes on the road. Now that's cheaper than having 3 or 4 trucks and maybe a backhoe or whatever's needed to now take that cracked area out, fix it. And it's still gonna come back again because the drainage underneath of it was never done properly. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Next. Mr. Clement.
And just to add, as you go on Texas Hill, there's so much more dust than we used to, and then when you get to Lockwood, where it's unpaved, it's far less. So you can see the difference. So
Sorry.
that's right.
Fireman.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Thanks. In the February meeting, I want to go back to something, and I apologize for not being able to raise this in March. The supervisor intended to make some points supporting in part his decision to support the paving of more of the roads. The example was to claim that there was a roofing work done on a house on Texas Hill, that the estimated weight of materials was in excess of 2 tons. This could damage the road, and therefore the roads would be safer if they were paved. To support this, 2 years of building department permit searches were appended to the board meeting information package, one for Texas Hill, one for Pumpkin Hill. I have concerns about the use of this information and the associated logic. The work on the homes at Texas Hill did no damage to the road when that work was done. Texas Hill was already paved when the supervisor made his statements earlier this year. So I'm failing to understand how that was pertinent as an example. Further, the permits pulled for Texas Hill do not identify the permit type as roofing, as the supervisor claimed, which others do. And I do also know from direct knowledge that the permits listed in no way pertain to roofing work. So, and I want to note something before I continue. I started to come to these meetings because obviously I'm passionate about the issue on the paving. I keep coming back because I believe in accountability. I think that's the backbone of our town and any institution. I'm also realistic. I realize politics is not necessarily a rational thing. Decisions can be based pretty much on anything. However, I do respect the office, the voters. I know may not like the way a decision was made. But if it was based on a process that was legal and itself was legal, so be it. But also while I'm passionate, I respect the office, and that means that the people who hold the office. I'm an intentional person. I've never said anything to any of you in public or on social media of a degrading of personal nature, nor raise my voice, despite my passion. I would consider it beneath me. I know that's not the case for everybody who stands up in front of you. I know that your jobs are not the easiest, that you do respond sometimes to negative criticism, but you do ultimately understand that it comes with the job. To continue, the permit listing for Pumpkin Hill does refer to a roofing permit. Of note, the home permitted is owned by somebody who raised objections in the February meeting and went so far as to enlist an attorney for assistance. While I've established that the permits on Texas Hill do not pertain to roofing, they do contain permits for 2 homes. Also, people who come here in public and have raised objections to the paving of Texas Hill, my neighbor and myself. I understand that these records can be accessed by FOIL. All right, and they can be used by the town. But having established that the Texas Hill permits were not pertinent, the use of that information, particularly in support of a board decision, is concerning. And while these records can be accessed, I think there's a presumption that while not private, the use of these records would be for a reasonable purpose. That the citizens have the comfort that these records would remain out of view unless necessary. And certainly not to be made public by being appended to an agenda for a town board meeting unless absolutely necessary. HVAC work at my home is now a permanent part of the town board record on the website. For perpetuity, all right, for no reason. I'm trying to get to the presumption that this is a coincidence, but given the records that were pulled and made public, the claimed purpose for their use, and the fact that the road, which indeed did have roofing work, was not the road actually referenced in the meeting, it's difficult. There are heavy vehicles on those dirt roads all the time. Garbage trucks could have made the point without publishing records regarding citizen homes. Names and addresses could have easily been redacted, and it would not have interfered at all with the claimed purpose for which they were disclosed for. Should I now go to the clerk and say, hey, I want a FOIL request for certain board members on the road that they live on? No, that is beneath me, but it's an interesting thought. I feel I need to do this in public because I need to understand what transpired and for what purpose. So Mike, I'm asking you to take a moment to clarify the use of those records, to explain if the use of those records for Texas Hill was indeed mistaken, to explain if the disclosure of personal information was necessary, to explain the intent of the use of the information, and to clarify if it indeed was coincidental.
Okay, these are all in the public record, all in the public domain. You're saying in one hand, you want a logical process and one to know my reasoning. I present the evidence and I'm slammed that way. So I did the best that I could. I used the knowledge. I talked to the building inspector. Heavy trucks and cement trucks are an issue. Logging is an issue on this. This is public knowledge. It was used in my reasoning. You wanted my reasoning. And I knew if I would just say, oh, there's all these building permits, there would be, what are you talking about? We need backup. So that was my reasoning. This is nothing that can't be obtained by anybody. And it is public record. So I will have no further comment. Thank
Can
you.
I comment one?
Yes.
One quick comment. Those stones shouldn't live in glass houses.
I want to move on because this really is not on our agenda and it's settled,
I
actually.
just wasn't totally aware of this. Maybe I didn't see it in the correspondence, or maybe it was updated to the. So it was in the correspondence list?
No, it was, I said in the meeting, this is my reasoning. If you want to see the backup, it's in the packet. But it's in the packet, yeah.
The packet meaning the correspondence?
No,
or
the packet of the meeting packet, all the
Oh, okay.
documents, yes.
And so who placed it there and
I
what was, you did?
Yeah, to show my reasoning
For what purpose?
for the purpose of my vote and my reasoning for my vote for chip sealing these roads is that there's a lot of traffic, heavy traffic on these roads, such as these building and logging permits.
So what was posted
The listing of building permits on Pumpkin Hill and Texas Hill
for over the last year?
over the
or
last 2 years.
Over the last 2
You
years?
should be able to get to it on your computer.
Yeah,
I missed this,
Yeah.
so there were like logging permits? or-
logging
but
permits
you
were
did-
also
you-
included.
You uploaded all of these individual permits,
No, not individual permits, a list of the logging permits,
not not the
No.
form,
not the form.
is that
And
accurate
with
or?
the names of the homeowners and the addresses. And I take issue with the thought that I live in a glass house. I just explained.
Hey guys, this is not on our agenda tonight.
I
Are
think
not out of
I
context
just,
and not personalized.
yeah,
All right,
yeah.
so it's sounding like maybe Mr. Briggs think I had this coming.
Miles, if we can just, this is just to clarify,
Sure.
I'm just clarifying his
Clarifying.
comments. So it wasn't actually the permit
No,
forms.
it
You
was a
made
list of
list of
This person had a logging permit and this person had a logging permit, this
the
person, yeah.
permits. Okay,
It was not the
so
actual permit.
you took this from the building inspector to
I took it, yeah,
validate
it's a public record,
your position.
yeah, which is part of the planning board record, which is part of
Okay.
many records.
Okay, to know, I mean, maybe it's for another discussion, but to know, I do notice that certain permits are posted on E-code. And other people's permits are not, so I just
do you mean?
wonder what the standard is for that generally.
What
We
do you
can have a separate conversation,
Okay.
maybe it can be added to
It-
the
it-
next
Can you
meeting
put that in
agenda.
writing and send it to me and I'll investigate it?
Sure.
There are no permits on the E-code.
Well, in the planning board note.
For
there was-
instance, like,
Yeah.
for instance, I just will use myself as an example because. I wouldn't use anyone else as an example in a public meeting, but, my, permit is posted to E-code, so when you research my name, my permit shows up. But when
Which permit
you,
for what? Planning
for a
and zoning
short-term
board?
rental.
Okay,
So for, like, when I look up other people's names for their short-term, people I know that have short-term rental permits around the same time that I applied for mine. And their short-term rental permits are not posted.
all right, so I'll tell you something, Ramona updates the E-code. And she updates it with the minutes from town board meetings, planning board meetings and zoning board meetings.
Mhm.
If the discussion in those meetings is about a permit for anyone, for anything, and it's covered in that time period, it's on E-code. We
Okay,
don't hold it back. It's public information.
okay,
Those meetings are held in public.
so these are not building permits, then they're permits before that. They're
They're
They are-
planning board, zoning
they're-
board
no-
permits.
right, before a planning or zoning board. Okay,
Before
Okay.
a
I
zoning board.
just wanted to
It's all
clarify.
public information. Any minute-
Yeah, I understand that, but I just wanted to clarify for
Yes.
everyone.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you. Next up is the approval of the minutes. Can I get a motion to approve the March, Fell, can I get a second, please? Hernandez, any discussion on the March 17 minutes? Hearing none, all in favor of approval?
Aye.
Abstain.
Okay, 4 and 1 abstain. Next up is the county report. Minority Leader Houtling introduced the notion of a gas cap at Wednesday's meeting. am in favor of this. I know, Ulster has also proposed this as Duchess. Excuse me, so this will be a, something that will be continued at the county level. Other than that, there are a lot of hires for the Office of the Aging and some new hires in the Sheriff's Department. And so things are good at the county. Our March financials, we're still pretty early in the year, but we're in our budget for 1/4 of the way, with one notable exception, and that's the budget amendment, which has to do with the highway department. What had happened, and we discussed this, in Resolution 2024-108, we agreed to purchase a new truck. I believe it was $333,000. Well, regardless, but the bond was for $250,000. That truck was delayed by 18, 19 months. So what happened was, Rich had in his budget a bond payment for 2025 for $50K, and he had for 2026 for $50K. So when the time came to actually take the bond, and we discussed this, we only took it for $150, knowing that we had unused bond payments for 2025 and 2026. So just to pay that bond off faster. So now we just have to make the budget adjustment because it's going against your machinery line, moving up the 2026 bond payment into that machinery line to offset that, and then retroactively moving the 2025 bond payment, which will make Rich whole again. Any questions? But can I get a motion to approve, I guess? Sorry, Erwin and then Bart. So we're just gonna say robbing Peter to pay Paul, but that's completely wrong.
This was updated yesterday?
No, this was up a couple days ago, yeah,
Oh, I missed this.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
I think it was, I this might have been up last Tuesday, I think, yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's good.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
right.
So all in favor?
Aye.
And any against?
I'm gonna abstain
Okay.
just because with these type of things, I mean. I'm sorry, I may have missed this, but
Okay.
with these type of things, I think it's important that the town accountant. Like provides,
This was in, this was approved by Rob.
oh, it was?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But we don't see that, we don't see that correspondence, so I think like, if it's something that the board is voting on. He
Okay.
should provide that correspondence to the board, because it's that's why
Well,
we're getting our vote.
The correspondence was, I said, this is the draft, does this look okay? And he said, yes, this is good. I can
Yeah.
send that to you, but, okay.
Yeah, I think for these type of things, because they're a little bit, they're a little bit bigger
Yeah,
ticket
this is the big one.
items, and this was, I think, not clear from the beginning. So not on your part, but this was something that had to be an adjustment had to be made before.
Well, we
So-
did,
This has been discussed for 2 years.
yeah, we did discuss it.
I'm not saying that
Okay.
anyone did anything wrong, I just
Shit,
think.
you're not.
Okay, come on, just relax. We just,
I just think
we did as a board discuss that the bond was gonna be 150 and.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
discussed it, and
I remember that, I
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
remember this, but, again, it would be nice to see the correspondence directly from the town accountant, just because.
Okay,
We,
all right.
we pay him for this,
Yeah,
right? So
okay, all
that's
right.
his job.
All right, understood. Town clerk,
Minutes that cover this too.
town clerk report.
Just a reminder, Emily and I are at the clerks conference from the 19th to the 22nd. And I received a letter today from DOT telling us that they're resurfacing 22 from 23 to Norfolk 21 and through New Lebanon. They didn't give a start date, but it's going to be this year.
In the night.
Could you repeat it?
Route 22
22 from
Hillsdale to New Lebanon,
23
no
to
timetable.
Not all the way to New Lebanon.
Not all the way to-
Only to,
Norfolk
21.
21.
Oh, okay.
and then a section up in New Lebanon.
Oh, then a section. Okay. All right, so look for some closures or rerouting.
Oh, lots of them.
The roads aren't gonna be closed.
No,
Yeah.
they never were.
Yeah. Okay. Next up is our highway superintendent's report. Thank you for your monthly report. I know it's been a rough winter. There's been a lot
Well-
going on.
Before I do my report or discuss that.
Sure.
I do wanna say, as elected public officials, all of us. I've come to wit's end with one board member. Making any kind of innuendos. That things are not discussed in public. Everything has been discussed in public. And because she wants to speak and say her peace of mind, I am gonna defend myself. I am gonna defend the highway department, and I'm gonna defend my public service. Everything is above and way above board with the accountant, with the townspeople, with everybody. And if she wants to keep making these type of accusations, I am gonna be this way at a meeting, because I'm gonna protect myself, because I feel that I do everything above board. And because she thinks or feels something, and she thinks that she can say, well, I disagree with an attorney, she can do that. But she should not leave it in the open that I'm doing something wrong. This whole thing with the truck has been way above board. We didn't have a truck for 2 years. It's been discussed at meeting after meeting after meeting. The money has been set aside. It's been voted on to be set aside. If she sits there and doesn't pay attention and then says that she don't, Mike,
No, okay,
I'm gonna
good.
say it.
Okay, go ahead.
She says that she didn't know that. If she didn't hear that, well, then maybe she should go back in the minutes and read it before she makes a public accusation that it wasn't discussed in public.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
I voted to approve this bond, just for the record.
You did.
Yes,
Okay,
I'm very supportive of the highway department.
I was wrong in saying the word before, but I'll say bull crap this time.
Okay,
My report will acknowledge a couple of things that's been said in this meeting. I have no vendetta against any resident. Residents do piss me off. I'm not gonna deny that. But I have to say, and I've said it at meetings prior to this, we have a whole community. We don't just have 2 or 3 people. I was elected by the people, not by a person or a group of a few people. My last 20-something years in office has been to preserve the characteristics of this town. I can say that out of this room, I am probably the only person that was born here and lived here and has raised here and worked here. The only person, I can say that. And I'm proud of it. I didn't come in to tell people what they're gonna do or how they're gonna do it. And it really ticks me off when somebody says, well, you're taking care of this person or you're taking care of that person. No, I am taking care of the community that I grew up in. And I'm gonna continue doing that. And chip sealing roads is a major way of saving our town money. Maybe everybody doesn't agree with it, but it is how I've been able to make it with the budget that I have to where we are. You and I, Mike, have not lied to any resident. We have sat down, we have done the numbers, we have projected the cost of what it would take to maintain these roads over a period of time. We have been accused of falsifying documents. We have been accused of making things up. We have been accused of taking care of certain people. I take offense of it. I am just totally sick and tired of it. And you know what? In 2 years, this room all of a sudden is full of highway superintendents. Everybody that knows what should be done or could be done on a road. Well, goddamn it, in 2 years, run against me. You know what? If there's a crack in the goddamn road, it's because of the weather. We just went through the most hellacious winter we've done in 15 years. And you know what? I have worked with the paving companies. I have worked with the oil companies. And you know what? They're fixing cracks in Texas Hill at their expense. But because nobody wants to communicate with me except at a board meeting and publicly condemn me for the job that I'm doing. That's why they don't know about it. And yes, I will say it again, those who live in a glass house should not throw stones. I will continue to work for each and every person in this community that voted for me and put me in office. I am not gonna work for a certain couple people that want me to move Gabion rock out of the road or out of the ditches. I met with DEC on Friday about Pumpkin Hill Road. DEC wants the drainage. They want the Gabion. They want this to protect, to stop those streams from being filled up with the gravel. You guys will all see it. It's public information. Damn it. Would you guys stop criticizing me for the job that I've been trained to do?
thank you.
Thank you, Richard.
My report, now I'll get to my report.
Okay.
Been working very hard with trees. Mike will see an email from this evening. As you know, I was on the road on Pumpkin Hill Road on Friday, meeting with DEC. And that was the last time I was on the road, but somebody complained about the potholes on our wonderful dirt roads because they're hellacious. But then she sent me pictures of a tree that toppled in the road. You can see by my report of all the trees, the dead trees that we've cut. And here we go. One that's out of the right of way has come down and it's laying alongside of the road and nobody called me about it. So it doesn't matter if the tree is right alongside of the shoulder of the road or 40 feet in the woods. As soon as it comes down, it's in our road. So we can't win trolls, and we spent probably 4.5, 5 days with the tree service on that road. cutting just dead trees. And we still get a call.
Okay.
So that's what we pretty much spent our month doing, is cutting dead trees down. You'll see it in the bills, and it's gonna be that 20 grand spent. We could do another 60 grand and still not put a dent in the dead trees that we have on our roads.
Okay.
I'm done.
Speaking of money, I know this is
Yeah.
a conversation that many towns across our nation are gonna have.
That was in my notes, I'm sorry.
But you did send an email, I didn't make it public, but knowing we'd be talking it tonight, alerting us to the almost doubling of the price of diesel, which filters down into.
It has doubled. It has over doubled.
And over doubled, okay,
Blacktop has gone up $6.50 a ton since January 18th,
mhm,
so it's putting a real crush on.
sure. So. I don't think there's anything we can do tonight other than be aware and to continue to monitor the situation, and to see where you are. You know, we're, what, a quarter of the way through the year now, and
The 284 will be adjusted. There is no
Because of-
way that I can continue
right,
with my plans with the 284
with the,
with the doubling of prices on fuel alone.
right,
But everything that we use is petroleum based.
yeah,
Culvert pipes, calcium, everything,
Everything.
you know, so it's.
yeah, okay. Please keep us informed and we'll talk about it on a monthly basis, if not more. And thank you for bringing that
We
up.
are gonna move forward with the paving project on Mitchell Street. We are on schedule to go between the first and second week of May.
Okay,
So, and that's with a $16.50 a ton increase.
okay, thank you. Next up, can I get a motion to approve the purchase of electrical equipment in order to satisfy the requirement of the 10,000 NYSERDA grant for reimbursement? Can I get a motion, please? Everyone in part, discussion. I know we've gone back and forth about this.
Yeah, so,
Mhm,
there's a few issues with this, so, just for some context, I know I bring this up at every meeting, but it's really important that I'm CC'd on the communications related to these grants. I mean, some of these contracts, my name is on the contract as the
as far as I know, you were CC'd on all the Haley, that where I asked if.
Yeah, so this is in 2024, CEC, or Climate Smart, but we
Mhm.
covers CEC as well, so the NYSERDA grants as well. We had a $5,000 designation for electric landscaping equipment. We discussed that at that time. I think at the time you had said that you really couldn't, I tried to use a full 10,000, but you said you really couldn't fill $10,000 budget with replacement electric landscaping equipment. We discussed if you could buy extra batteries or, you know, things like this to fill in the budget, but we came up with a $5,000 estimate from Chatham. And we used that, or I used that for the submission for that grant. The problem is that the $10,000 grant here is separate. It's a grant from 2023.
Right,
And this grant, NYSERDA did not give us permission to change the.
yeah, they did in an email that you were CC'd on.
No, so what they said was they extended the deadline. So originally when I contacted NYSERDA.
Yeah, but
with
we
UNCC
voted, we're not gonna do solar. It was too expensive.
Right, but we can't just choose another project.
As I can look at the email, but I asked if electrical equipment would satisfy, and you were on this email. And if it's not, we won't do it.
But, so there were two different conversations happening at the same time with the NYSERDA contract administrator or the legal counsel,
Right.
whoever's on the email. if I had asked if we could get an extension for Tom Cardy's rooftop solar project.
Right,
Because the scope didn't make sense. So I said, well, let's see if we can get an extension for this $10,000 grant. And in the meantime, over the next year, and when CEC opens, which opens this month in April, we can get more funding and see if we can't execute this project with a bigger budget, which I think we can based on the two estimates that we received as of in the last, few months. So then there was another conversation that you were having with this NYSERDA contract administrator that was asking basically, can it be switched to landscaping equipment? And then I also voted subsequently to approve this grant for landscaping equipment. But then after that, NYSERDA got back, and based on what I had asked them with this idea that, okay, if we give this more time, we might actually have a solar project that makes sense for the highway garage. And then she gave the extension based on that proposal.
right, but
Yeah, but it's based on that proposal.
okay, well, then it's a town board decision whether we wanna do solar or whether we wanna do, electrical equipment.
Can I,
Yeah,
because
so-
I was mentioning this, can I just make a statement here?
Sure.
The reason that we were able to go from $5,000 to $10,000 is because they came out with different equipment.
Oh, that's great.
And chainsaws and the stuff, we
Right.
communicated, this woman, I was on the email, so
Right, so
that's
So-
how that all came
I
about.
have a solution for everyone,
Okay,
okay?
sure,
And that is, we actually have another $5,000 grant. One was for tree planting in Hamlet Park, and one was for electric landscaping equipment. I say, let's take the tree planting money, those can be reassigned, let's reassign those. Let's reassign those and cover this, and also use this grant money for
Well, I disagree
now that
with
we
that.
have the
I
extension.
disagree with that only because you guys have already had thoughts of the tree planting and whatnot, so I don't wanna step into that. And the only reason that I went up with and you know what? Because we were allowed to take the money that I purchased an electric chainsaw with last year and put it into this grant. The highway department's already paid for that.
Right,
You know what? I don't want this controversy. I don't need this controversy. So I'll just go back to zero electric equipment from this grant.
There's just no controversy at all. I'm just.
You might not feel that way, but we get to
Oh,
discuss things that once a month.
right,
There has not been any kind of communication with me over this whole thing for the last month. This has been going on for several months, has it not? Where you are abruptly bringing this like you normally do up at a board meeting. So we do not have any kind of communication prior, which we could have had prior communication and said, oh, okay, I could have very easily said, oh, I understand that, so we could, no, you're making us all look like the bad guys here.
I would
I am
love-
sorry.
I would love to be able to meet with the colleagues that I'm supposed to be working with. I would love if they would take a meeting with me.
I don't want to
Especially-
be, what's wrong with an email?
Especially having to do with the contracts, literally with my name on them.
yeah, but the situation was, it was for solar, we voted down solar, we needed an alternative. And this is the alternative we came up with,
We voted down a bid.
a bid,
And
yeah,
at that meeting, the second estimate was not provided to board members. Yes, in December.
the second.
There was a second estimate. The
The
board
second estimate
authorized
was
me, the board
this month.
authorized me to contact New York Sun providers to find
Right. And-
more realistic estimates. And I received alternative estimates for a full, I forget how many panels, but the full line of panels on the roof instead of a half roof of panels. And that estimate was not included in the board's review.
Because, I'm sorry, This is so confusing. You have,
Confusing,
but no, you have asked me repeatedly to put specific stuff on the agenda, which I always do. So why wasn't that asked to be put on the agenda?
What do you mean? What would
What?
be put on the agenda?
The second estimate that you said I didn't provide to the.
Yes, I did. I provided it to all the board members in December. Absolutely.
Okay,
I
and-
emailed even.
Then why didn't you bring it up in the board meeting when we were talking about it? Like,
Did not attend that specific board meeting. So,
But isn't the issue?
Mike,
the
that's.
issue
We
is,
don't have the
The
funding.
issue
we don't have
is, the
a
issue
solar
is,
is
the issue
expensive.
is, I'm a young female and I am kept out of communication.
Okay.
I am kept out of meetings on my own projects. I mean,
You were CC'd on all of the emails with Haley and NYSERDA regarding this.
yes,
Absolutely.
I'm
And
providing,
you were here at the table when we said we're not going to go with solar. It's too expensive. The numbers do not make sense. Ergo, can I get a motion there's a motion on the table to approve this. We're either gonna vote it or we're gonna vote it down.
would like to be included and I would like a meeting with you
Sure.
so that I can describe why you're getting these things wrong, Mike. You just give me a meeting, please. I asked for a meeting 2 weeks ago.
You did not? When did you have the meeting?
Absolutely I did. Absolutely I did.
Okay.
Please, anyone, Bart, anyone, if anyone would give me a meeting.
You
Please.
never asked me for.
You know,
I know you're just making things up. Okay,
that is not true.
It's so true, Jamie.
Said
Jamie,
the head of.
Jamie, okay, I've asked for climate smart minutes for the last 2 years. That's all I've asked for, just notes, just basic notes,
Mike,
basic communication.
Mike,
And
Mike,
then all of a sudden,
Calm down.
all of a sudden, I'm the bad guy when she's not holding herself to the
Yeah,
same
but
standards.
That's,
I'm sorry,
that's the game
This
that's
is
going on.
just
Let's relax,
utter-
Mike.
because you didn't meet. Why are there no, all you have to do is write down notes and, like I do, like every other committee does. Why, you've gone rogue.
Not vote on, there are members of the
Yeah, there
committee
are.
here now. There's recent correspondence regarding the last minutes. So,
I
yes.
didn't see it. Has the public seen these? Is this the level of transparency that we aspire to?
I'm a liaison, so I do not vote on the minutes, so I wait.
They're not minutes, they're notes. They're not minutes. They're required 10 days after the meeting. They're not notes. You do not vote on them at each meeting. You provide them after the
Can
meeting.
we get back to what we're talking about, please?
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right, let me just understand, and don't interrupt me, please. We don't have enough money for this solar project on the highway garage. In fact, we decided it was the wrong project, right? It was too small, didn't take into account modern panels and such. So the alternative was to spend something so we don't lose this grant. So the something was power
But-
tools, or whatever the heck this is for the
Right, but
garage.
something to understand is
No,
that
you're going off target here, okay? So the
Let
point.
Bart speak.
So let me understand, two choices are, we do not spend this grant because we now think we can hold on to it and we won't lose it, is that correct? That's choice A?
because they.
Answer, is that choice A, please?
Because.
And
they
B
extend-
is we spend it on this power, these
Will you let
contracts.
me respond?
Yeah, but if you do it
I-
logically and not going tangentials, please.
NYSERDA extended our deadline. We worked for a few months to
Okay.
have NYSERDA extend the
understand.
deadline for the grant. And by the way, it's not a deadline for, anyway, there's different stages of deadlines, right? These are reimbursed grants. So
Right. I understand.
when I first went to NYSERDA with Mike, I asked, could this deadline be extended so that we could still try to send out another RFP, figure out a broader project. These contracts are 3 or 4 years
Mhm.
long. So what it does is the program opens every year. And it doesn't matter how many contracts you already have open, every year you can add money to a project.
So we were,
So sometimes you might be able to raise money for a project like over 2 or 3 years.
so
that
weren't we
kind of
in
thing.
risk of losing this $10,000 contract because it was a deadline of some sort approaching?
It was
Which
approaching,
is why
but
we have this alternative.
But
spending plan.
often, but you're right, and why I previously, in a previous meeting, voted to switch this to electric landscaping. Like I
But
had.
why did you do
It
that?
wasn't a decision.
Because we didn't get the answer from NYSERDA yet. NYSERDA
Okay.
takes months, if you, but this was just brought up in the county meeting. One,
I understand.
One-
Don't go off on a
One
tangent.
committee, it took 6 months to
I
get a
understand
response
that, I
on
understand
a.
that, sort of. Okay, so we now are faced with.
Mike, I wanna say this publicly, I do not, and I will not accept any money from these grants for electric equipment that is connected to Jamie Corona, okay? Done.
All right,
It's done.
so I'm gonna table this.
Well, you can table it all you want. I can tell you what, my name
Right.
signature is not gonna go on any forms that has any connection to her, because she just lied. All this estimates and stuff, it's been 2 years. She didn't just change it.
Okay, I'm going to table this. It would be great
What the hell? I mean,
if, I'm not gonna consider anything from Climate Smart until I get monthly notes,
Okay,
okay?
I submitted the notes to the committee members. There's one member here.
You're
with-
writing the note?
Okay, let me get this straight. That does not need committee approval. There are notes, they are not minutes. You do not vote to approve the
Okay.
minutes. They are due 10 days after the meeting. We are waiting 2 years. Had we been reading the notes for 2 years, this might have ended very differently. So I am,
I can send you all the notes because we.
Thank you,
we
that'd be
keep
great.
them in email, but Mike, we have never.
Dana, you have that.
I don't wanna hear lectures about transparency. That is not, that does not
Been
mean.
access to town hall, Mike. I wasn't gonna bring it up, but here I am. So
You
let's
asked
take
for it
this,
and we
let's,
gave it.
let's take this conversation off.
Let's offline, let's have a meeting.
Please include me on communication,
I,
on contracts where my name.
you
Is
were
fine.
included. For the record, you were included in every email with Haley and, whatever her name is, the
Yeah,
Cachadorian.
She initiated this.
Yeah, and exactly. And there's been no communications other than those emails. So I'm not going to be accused here.
That's the communications regarding the electric landscaping equipment. I just,
You,
Mike, I'm not asking for much. I'm just asking to be CC'd on communications.
Okay.
That's it.
right.
That's it.
And I'm asking for 2 years of notes. So tit for tat here. Great. Resolution, can I get a motion to approve the event, the Old Town Music Festival? Can I get a motion, please? Erwin, can I get a second? Nico, any discussion? Are you here tonight? Huh. You wanna say anything? Yeah.
Been a great.
Ah.
Tread carefully.
Ah.
Been here my whole life and I've worked this, so you do have somebody here in the audience.
Ah, okay, all right.
His whole life and working,
All right.
but it's been a great festival.
Yeah, it's great.
We haven't had, knock on wood, zero issues. It's a great family, 3-generation festival. Everybody that comes there, they leave with smiles on their faces.
Yes, I did.
Jim?
My name is Jim Wright. I'm the executive director of Old Home, which is a nonprofit, and we've been active doing this festival for a decade now in Hillsdale. And I'm accustomed to presenting a permit for the event every year to the CPA since 2016. So if anybody has any operation questions or anything, I'm here to provide any kind of background or answer anything for you tonight.
Thanks. It's a great festival. Go every year.
Thank you very much.
Any discussion on this? Permit?
No, it's great.
Hope for good weather.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great, thanks for bringing the doors in. All in favor? Unanimous, thank you. Next up is a resolution to reestablish the Open Space Committee, and advance the open space plan. This was brought forward by, Gretchen Stevens. Can I get a motion, please? Can I get a second?
Sure.
Irving. Gretchen, do you want to?
Good evening.
Thank you. Gretchen, do you want to?
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Gretchen, do you want to say anything at this point? Thank you for your work so far.
I'll just say that it's a project that we started back in 2021. Got a lot done. It's a very substantial document. done with the committee that was appointed by the board back then. There was a hiatus because I didn't have time to work on it. But we're getting back to it now. So we've lost some members of the committee and we wanted to fill it out, so there's
Okay.
good representation.
It's in the resolution that CAC will be in charge of recommending to the board committee members, so you can take that on. Set up a meeting schedule and let the clerk know and.
Yeah.
Any further discussion on the open space plan?
Yeah, I see my name was listed here. But
Oh,
I
yeah,
never-
I would never, well, since it's an extension of the CAC, that was the natural, but I can definitely change that.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
just that I see on another form that you took my name off, another grant contact form.
Well, we'll get to
Related to
that.
comprehensive planning.
We'll get to that when we
So I
get to.
wonder if this is what is this?
Do you want to be the liaison or not?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that my time should be spent on the comprehensive planning.
That is, we're gonna discuss that
But
when we get to.
taking my name off of the,
The comprehensive plan is the purview of the planning board. And my view is that the town board should stay out of the comprehensive plan because we're gonna vote on it at the end. So,
right, but this is the grant, you took me out of the grant
Well,
administration
the-
position, like on the paperwork with the state. I was
Yeah.
just in a meeting with you, with the state.
yeah, well, you can attend the meetings as the liaison, but this is the purview of the planning board. So obtaining the grant is one thing,
Yeah, but I mean,
but can we get back to the, yeah.
yeah.
Um,
By the way, I very much support this, but
Okay.
I,
So, and you're fine with your being a liaison?
no, I think my name can be removed because I would like to focus on what I have been working on for over 2 years.
Okay, motion to approve, Nico, can you be the liaison? Great. Motion to approve the resolution amended to remove Jamie Carano and Nordstrom. I got a motion. All in favor? Any against? That was an against?
No,
That was for?
For.
Okay, thank you.
You voted no?
No, she voted yes, so unanimous. Okay, resolution to formally accept the $2,500 grant from the Bank of Greene County Charitable Foundation with the $500 increments listed below. Can I get a motion, please? Erwin, can I get a second? Bart? Okay, any discussion on accepting the grant?
are there, what is the timeline for these? Is this, when do they have to be spent?
There is no timeline, and we should follow up and make sure they are being spent. Some committees have not spent theirs from last year,
Right.
so, yeah. But they're still in the HECDC accounting. So, please spend. All in favor? Aye. Unanimous, thank you. Okay, resolution to approve purchase of a flagpole using the HECD funds for $1,800 for town hall placement. There's a dedicated fund with the HECDC. They've been slowly raising money. They now have enough to purchase ones. Can I get a motion, please? Erwin, I get a second. Bart. The placement will be over there, so it can be lit at night, which is, we were gonna place it somewhere else and then we realized that it has to be lit at night.
The place where it should be is where the obelisk is.
It's behind there, yeah.
It should be where the obelisk.
The obelisk is not being moved, but thank you. Yeah,
But that was where it should have been in the very beginning.
okay,
Time by time.
we're public comments over, thank you. All right, any discussion on this?
What was the impetus? What was the?
The HECDC has been raising funds for this for a number of years. It's been a
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
there's
okay.
funding thing. They have a
It's like-
list of things you can fund and among them.
Oh,
is the
okay.
Yeah, I know,
So it's not gonna go where we walked over.
no,
No, we just moved it.
yeah. Okay, any further discussion? All in favor? Unanimous, thank you. Resolution to include the post gathering at the Hillsdale Firehouse as part of the town event, Tom Cardy Town Hall Park. I neglected to put this in the original resolution, just wanted to be clear that the Hillsdale Firehouse is part of this event, ergo the town insurance can be used for this. Can I get a motion, please? Erwin, can I get a second? Nico? April 25th.
Can we update it to include CSC? This is for Silver Track.
What?
To include Climate Smart,
In what?
In what?
to be a co-sponsor.
No,
No, we're talking about the Tom Cardy Town Hall Park.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
We'll get there. So we'll get there in a second. All in favor? Aye. Okay, great. Unanimous. Okay, now the resolution for the Hillsdale CAC to be a co-sponsor of a screening of the Extraordinary Caterpillar at the Rojan Library with date and time to be determined. Can I get a motion, please? Nico, can I get a second? Jamie? Okay. You had a comment. You wanted.
Yeah, if we, I mean, it's, if we add Climate Smart, Hillsdale Climate Smart.
Okay.
Resolution, then we can use it for submission for Silver Track.
Okay. Motion to approve the amended resolution. Okay, all in favor?
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
Hillsdale, CSC, CEC, that's what we.
CS.
CSC, CEC.
CAC.
No, the CAC.
Adding
There's too many acronyms.
Yeah.
Hillsdale, CSC, CEC.
CEC. Okay.
Climate Smart Committee and
Clean
Clean
Energy.
Energy Committee.
No, well, it's communities.
Clean energy community.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, resolution to approve entering into agreement with Linkwell to install fast chargers in the Hamlet Park. Can I get a motion, please? Sorry, Nico and Erwin. Okay, a little bit of context. I received a call from a Bob Jervis of Franklin Energy, which is a company that works with NYSEG to install fast chargers. I got a call, I believe, on Monday that these funding was going to go away as of April 22nd. I said, okay. And he said, I'll send you some contractors. I said, great. I got a contractor call on Wednesday. Thursday, I was traveling to be with family. And then on Friday, I alerted the board of the situation when I had the complete picture. Basically, NYSEG is withdrawing funding for EV chargers, and we approved the signing so we can get on a waiting list for the funding. So it happened all within a couple days.
Is the vote in email, it should be
Yeah.
here, right?
Well, we'll vote in public.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so the vote in email was not,
Bart, myself, Nico and Erwin got back voting yes and yes. But we have to redo the vote in public. That's what we're doing now.
okay.
So,
And so I have many comments about this project. So this is a NYSERDA CEC grant. So this was one of the big grants that we got in 2024. And Amy, who's in the room, she helped research the initial stage of this project, and then I brought it to contract. And it's for $100,000. And I have brought this up at several meetings, but this project, the contract seemed to have been put in your hands and Bart's hands, which, oh, you have not today.
yeah, the holdup was that since we were redoing the park, and
Oh,
that's the way
okay,
we do it.
then maybe
Yeah.
that's.
Just,
Yeah, that's what's on. Yeah.
Okay, the context was that you wanted to delay this so that we could do certain planning in the park. When the band shell was going to be planned for, I had said, well, you shouldn't plan for the band shell without us making sure we address the fast charger infrastructure first. And it was about time because our initial contract is due in June. And now the contract proposed by Linkwell is for how much? What is the exposure of this contract? It's almost $500,000.
Yes, we're not obligated to. any of
Right.
that.
So the estimates that we received,
Mhm.
including Make Ready, so including this separate grant program, which we had not applied for because the installer applies for it. It is an installer-led grant program.
Yeah.
That is what I was trying to explain to this board for many months, because you were working with the town engineer. I was not on those emails. I was not engaged throughout this process. And the town engineer, last month? Proposed a charging unit that we were supposed to review as town board members, and I thought, what is going on? Why is the town engineer picking a
Because he
charging?
needed to reach out to the electric company and they needed to know. the
But that's
specific
not
size.
his, if he understood the process, and if he understood Make Ready, he would know that you have to go through an RFP first, and you have to go, and part of that RFP includes a scoping process that is led by the installer, not by a town engineer and not by us. That is their process.
Right.
So then, I don't know what was communicated to you by Linkwell or anyone else, but Linkwell sends this contract to you and tells you that the funding is disappearing.
This is directly from their website as of, we will no
Right.
longer accept new applications for EV Make Ready programs. The program may be reopened in the future for direct fast charger applications. We do not anticipate restoring the program level 2 EV chargers. We will continue to accept and review.
This is
Yeah,
what
that's
we said.
yeah, so
We're not.
nice day, yeah. So
So
this does
so
not obligate us.
Smart people, Climate Smart, the county Climate Smart, we all anticipate this. We knew that this was gonna happen. They are phasing out level 2 and level 1 chargers because no one uses them. People who drive electric cars want to use fast chargers.
We have a user right there.
Yeah, no,
Okay, this
I
is,
did the research on this and there are tons of level 2s that get used all day, every day.
right, but it's being phased out. What the state wants to,
God.
what the state wants to provide grant money for is level 3 chargers.
Isn't that what this?
So that's what this says, but
Right.
what this doesn't explain is the deadline, the April 22nd deadline that you described in email. What is that deadline? Can you tell me what that deadline is? And why we can't wait until our June deadline for submission of the contract?
They're no longer accepting applications. It's right here in black and white. I
No.
don't know.
It's only for 90 days. They're not accepting the
Okay, well
Public
then,
Service Commission.
if we don't get this, we can pull
Okay,
out.
the
I made this clear.
Okay, I'm not finished with this. The Public Service Commission announced kind of like a 90-day audit because they want to make sure that these fast chargers, the systems of these fast chargers are reporting data properly. So they're doing a little audit. We don't know so much about this audit, but that's why I brought up the case in Ghent, because the town of Ghent.
Which is
installed-
offline and does not use.
They're
Right.
shut down.
The
It's
fast-
Because they can't
yeah.
afford it.
Yes, and
Is it red?
why is it relevant to us? And
I don't-
why is it relevant to us not signing this?
I said it
contract
wasn't
now?
relevant.
You
I
said
said-
it wasn't relevant, and I'm gonna tell you why it's relevant. The reason why Supervisor Simmons
Mhm.
likely isn't getting a response from NICEAG and from their installer is because of this audit. because of the.
Supervisor Simmons got a bill for $12,000 for
Yes.
electricity,
Yeah, we're doing.
and he
different
shut
things.
it down because the town could not afford it.
Right,
My
and
husband works next door
we're
and
still-
nobody.
we're still trying to
Yes, it's
figure
complicated.
out what happened again, right?
Yes,
Right, the
But
county, everyone.
that is
everyone
irrelevant to the fact that we needed to move quick to get into a waiting list.
This contract is a $500,000 exposure to this town.
It's not an exposure, read the contract, have you read the contract?
They're
Yes,
saying,
I have.
We are not obligated, we can pull out that he will revise the numbers, and if we will have a second chance, we will have the definitive chance whether we move forward or not.
This
This is in the
deadline,
contract.
this April 22nd deadline is fictional to us because this isn't our project. This is a interim deadline in this contract. This April 22nd means nothing to
Yeah,
us
it's just-
because we're only looking at level 3 chargers. That is what we're
That's not a
contracted for.
decision that's been made.
Yes, we are already in contract. We went into contract already with NYSERDA.
You got a grant.
For DC fast.
It
track.
doesn't mean that we need to execute on it, but the idea is NYSERDA gives us this initial money for scoping. They give us $25,000 of this grant for scoping to understand whether this will work in our community.
Wouldn't this
So
company-
how do we meet that requirement?
Wouldn't Linkwell do that for us? Isn't part of their job scoping?
No,
Yes, but their contract is a $500,000 contract that
Right.
anyone in this industry would laugh at. Do
Again,
you think Make Ready, look at this contract, like, guys, look at the contract, seriously.
but we're not obligated. This is to get us in line for the waiting list for the grant. That's all that this was. So our names would be in there. The contract specifically states that.
So we have $100,000. We know that this covers the charger itself. That's what the grant, that money is for. It's the 2-port charger itself. Make Ready is a secondary program. It's a rolling program. It opens every year. They're obviously prioritizing fast chargers as part of this program. Make Ready opens up. We have this 90-day, blackout period or whatever, but it will open up and the installation, if we need a concrete pad, if we need electric running to the charger, right? All of that's covered in Make Ready.
But this company doesn't list. it.
Okay, let me just read.
Numbers, look at the numbers.
I'm looking
Yeah.
at it with you.
Both parties must agree to, which
Make,
will yeah.
Make Ready of $256,000.
So you think that,
Anything over a total project budget of
No, we are
$200,000.
obligated for $100,000. That's,
It
What-
doesn't matter what this says about obligation. Look at what
okay,
it says.
stop, so you're saying it's too
Linkwell
high a
contract.
price.
Linkwell contract adjustment, alternative revenue model. None of this makes sense. It doesn't even make
Right.
sense for submission.
it
to-
was signed to get us in line for this.
It looks fraudulent. It looks like a joke. It looks fraudulent, honestly.
Any other comments?
Please,
Any other comments?
please.
Hmm?
It's
It's been time.
Meeting with me, with the head, the county planner, please take a meeting with me, with the head of the Columbia County Climate Smart Task Force. Please take a meeting
Sure,
with me.
sure. That is,
Wouldn't take a meeting with me over the last 2
oh,
weeks.
that's,
I gave you my availability, you said no.
yeah.
Mike, I would take a call with you at any time to describe the details of this contract and why it doesn't make sense. It is
Okay.
like a joke.
Okay, can I get a motion to approve?
I did,
You already approved it, okay.
By the way, voting an email on something that is not an emergency is against open meetings law.
It was, no, it's not. No, it's not. This is, you can sign something and then bring it, we've been through this with the Association of Towns.
One
this-
total of $470,000.
Okay, we're moving on.
You voted for that in email.
we're moving on. That's not,
Feasibility study, no feasibility study.
we are
nothing.
moving on.
Take, then
Okay,
you
No.
can take my name off the contract and I will follow every step, no matter what. You could take my name off the NYSERDA contract because I am not responsible for this anymore.
Okay.
This is being
Done.
handled
thank you.
poorly.
Next up is our comprehensive plan. Ravina, Jamie and I took a call. Can I get a resolution to appoint the following positions for the Smart Growth Comprehensive Plan? Steve Tiger is the MWBE contact, planning board member, Michael Toth as project manager, and town clerk Ravina Board as grant administrator. Can I get a motion, please? Erwin, can I get a second part? This is my feeling, and we talked about, sorry, Gretchen left. We talked about this at the planning board last night. The comprehensive plan is the purview of the planning board. The town board will ultimately vote on that plan. As such, I don't think it's the best course of action for the town board to drive what's in a plan that we will ultimately be voting on.
Yes,
I think it's a conflict of interest, so we should farm this out. That is my feeling, that is my,
Yeah, but Mike,
yeah,
this resolution refers to the Smart Growth Comprehensive Contact Form.
yeah.
Was that form provided to board members? Did board members see what that form
Okay,
means?
I'm sorry,
This
Here.
has
You
nothing,
saw it.
this has nothing to do with the administration of the committee or any of that. It has to do with the grant. You took
yeah,
it, by doing this, you took my name off
Yeah.
the grant that I spent 2 years writing.
there's a difference between applying for the grant and administrating the grant. There just is.
Right, but you took my name.
I'm proposing it now, we're discussing it now, I didn't take anything off, I'm proposing it now, and this is a board decision.
Mike, you already
No.
provided it to the.
No, we
to the
didn't.
State
Did
contract.
we?
Yes,
No.
you.
No.
already-
No.
Yes,
No, we
No,
haven't.
okay, so this,
So-
no,
so this form,
get your facts straight. No,
Okay.
we didn't provide it.
Okay.
You have to say we did.
so. Can we bring up this form? Can we talk about this form?
It lists the, okay, yeah,
It lists the
When you,
supervisor.
when you
it
apply,
lists
when you
you.
apply for a grant, there's someone who sometimes writes the grant, or someone like me, a board member who's very relevant to the process. I wrote this grant over 2 years, and I have been the administrator of this
Yes.
process.
but,
I do not expect to be the administrator of the actual comprehensive planning
Right.
process, but I do want to be included on communications with the
Right.
state for the submission against the grant program that I wrote.
okay,
Of
that's
course.
fine, that's
And
fine.
in this proposal, you're taking my name off that position so that.
Because we've entered a new phase of the comprehensive plan where the town board should not be,
Listing here, Michael Toth,
yeah,
I am sure he is very
he
qualified,
is.
but he did not write the grants.
But do you wanna be project manager? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's a designation on a form for the contract with the state. It's just the person who's overseeing how the required submissions are submitted
And which-
against the
what-
grant program. It's not project managing comprehensive planning, it's
Okay.
project managing the grant
I know.
itself.
And what is
Yeah.
that? Is
Right.
that-
And
so-
done an enormous.
So,
body
so
of
I'm
work.
gonna amend this so that Jamie Carano is listed as project manager. Okay, the motion to accept.
You can't.
Is it grant administrator you wanna be? What is the role you wanna have?
If he provided the actual form, I can bring it
You
up.
have the form.
I've been in this role for 2.5
You have the
years.
form.
Right,
Jamie.
and now we're entering a separate phase.
You have the form.
Yes, I'm gonna bring it up. I was told not to do this in meetings, so let's see.
You can use your town
You can
computer
use
in
your town
meetings.
computer, but who told you that?
Yeah.
Give
Okay.
us sent. Oh,
I'm a little confused. You are the town board liaison for this Well, covering
Yeah,
the plan
so
committee,
It's,
so.
it's just a contact form for the grant itself. It
Yes,
has nothing to do with the actual process.
Yes.
It's just what the correspondence between the state and the town. There are 3 people listed on the application.
Four.
It's
Okay.
Mike.
full.
Well, no, on the original form, it was, I know because I wrote it.
I know
It's
you did.
Mike, it's me, and it's the town clerk, Rubina,
Right,
right? And there's a one contact added as part of this contract, and it was, that makes sense, Steve Tiger for the MWBE contact. Right, because you deal with employee issues.
Yeah.
I don't understand why my name needs to be taken off this.
And this is this, we're talking about 16B comprehensive.
16B.
contract.
Okay,
The
fine.
contact form, meaning the contact that the state would use to be in contact with us.
And I'm just, there's.
Okay, so motion to replace Michael Toth with Jamie Carano Nordstrom. Can I get a motion, please?
As project
As
manager.
project
Is that
manager.
what, is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
If that's what,
To amend,
clear this up, sure.
Jamie, you wanna,
No, I think that's right.
so you're,
You want
Go ahead.
project manager, so you want to swap it from where it was the first time round?
What were you saying? We're
What's
proposing
project
making something.
manager?
There is no project manager on this form that I see.
Yes, there is.
Plan
Okay.
number I,
Alright,
B I.
alright.
Okay.
One
Do you
sec.
have the form?
What's it called?
What are you looking at?
Here's the contact form. Here's the contact update form.
Right, it's got the supervisor.
There's the official
Says
mailing, the supervisor,
Read
contact
the
number
top, read
1.
the top.
Position 1 is project manager, position 2 is grant administrator, I think. I think that's how it works, or is it
I don't
the other way
see
around?
any of that.
It says it at the top. and it
At the
also
top.
says it At a webinar.
The individual-
It says it was anything else.
Did it say it in the email? I don't know.
Yes.
We would like to see the grant administrator, project manager, and WMWBE representative listed on the form as contacts.
Right,
Now, they don't, they just have contact 1 and contact 2.
project managers first and.
Okay. So,
Grant administrator. I can't
yeah,
remember.
the form is very unclear, because they're calling,
Well, it isn't when you go on the webinar, they make it really clear about how you.
okay. All right, so, motion to approve,
Well, I
With-
think that this should be clarified before we,
Well, we need to approve it, and we can't wait another month to send them the paperwork.
I mean, this doesn't require. Yeah, it doesn't require signatory, I mean supervisor's signatory anyway, so.
It requires my signature on the bottom.
so contact number
Well, it
1.
says any employee of the town can sign it, so
Yeah.
it's not supervisor's,
Yeah.
It's supervisor's signature is not required. I think reasonably, I just want to be CC'd on
First
the.
position,
Okay.
all right, position
communication.
1 is grant administrator, position 2 is project manager.
Right, so you'll be contact number 2.
Yeah, and to be honest, in this meeting, which I think we should talk about before the board. In this meeting I was actually surprised because what this administrator said was, oh, well, follow the work plan and follow the details of the submissions that were made in the grant program. And I didn't know that they would look at that with so much detail. I didn't know that that would be carried forward to the actual process, but they actually seem to, meaning they're providing direct feedback to the individual project submissions that I made. These project management tools that I submitted as part of this application, they're actually asking us to update directly. So it makes sense that maybe I'm updating. Because they are.
They ask for updates every 6 months. They will be other.
Right, so I think like, it probably makes sense that I'm the person updating them.
No,
No, it should be the town clerk.
No.
All.
you're not an administrator.
You're not an administrator,
No, not, I'm saying these work plans, there's specific documents, right? That need to be updated as part of the process, the communication with the board, the communication with the public. either, I mean, can't we talk about this? I don't know
think
why
you're- I
this
think
is
you're
so
mess- I think
controversial.
You're mixing it up because we have forms to fill in for the.
Right.
Whatever that thing's called. We have those comprehensive contact form. We have those forms to fill in plus a whole bunch of background stuff, which I need to send them as soon as possible to kick it off. You can't do that. I can, because you don't have access to some of the information they're asking. As far as updates and stuff, would come from the comprehensive plan committee through you as liaison or through Nico as liaison.
Right.
That's what makes
Yeah.
sense.
So,
I just want to make sure that I am a person CC'd on the communications directly with the
Correct.
state, because I worked very hard to get this money, and I want to make sure that
You will be.
we
we're
did.
meeting our
We
deadlines.
changed that, we changed that, okay, so,
Obviously, given recent history, I want to make sure that I'm on the
yeah,
emails.
right, I got you.
Vote.
All in favor for the amended, resolution
What is the amendment?
with, replacing your name with, for Michael Toth? All in favor? Unanimous, okay. Resolution to form a preliminary comprehensive plan committee to make a recommendation to town board for consultants to be formed of the following members. And they're listed below. This is, in our call, they say you can get started in forming a committee and get started with the RFP process, even though the contract hasn't been signed. By state law, the planning board is, must be involved in this committee, if not the lead agency in this committee. At the planning board meeting last night, with Gretchen and Michael and Kyle. Michael and Kyle both have, planning experience. Steve has experience with, women, minority-owned businesses. Gretchen, member of the CAC. The planning board thought it was wise to have a housing committee member, a zoning board committee member, and, the town clerk. And then have as liaisons, Jamie and Nico. This is just very preliminary.
May I
Sure.
recommend adding one person?
Uh-huh.
And, I mean, obviously Nico and I are present, but I really think that Amy Davidson should be added as a representative from Climate Smart and Clean Energy.
This is about the planning board's decision, or the recommendation. We do need an odd number.
These people are a recommendation from the planning board?
Yeah, right, with Michael Toth and nothing against Amy, but we need an odd number for this committee.
I fill out two roles because I can find,
But
I can get the documentation that's
This is-
necessary.
this
and I-
is-
This is like a preliminary group.
Preliminary.
I just, what I was bringing up is that not all the committees are represented.
No, there's not the Hamlet Committee, the Historic Committee, there are several that are not, the CAC, is represented. This is strictly to choose a consultant, to vet that process. The consultant, I would hope, my main goal is to bring everybody into the process. And that would be the number one priority of finding a consultant who then will form another committee with as many people as that consultant feels necessary, doing the wide swath of the community and every segment of it. So, these would be open public meetings, much like the town board meeting, so anyone could attend.
Motion? Or do we?
Did I get a motion? Did I do a motion? Okay, I'm sorry, to Erwin and Bart. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous, thank you. Next up is the Hamlet Park, resolution to approve purchase of a band shell for the Hamlet Park. This came in today. We did get a bid amount, for pretty much what we discussed earlier. You said 53, it's, actually 54. It is I'm sorry, it's, what do they call it? A state contract, so we can bypass the bidding process, thereby saving money. Can I get a motion, please? Erwin, can I get a second? Nico, any discussion, Bart, do you wanna?
This is what we've been talking about for a long time. It is, a very well regarded company that makes these. They're made of cedar wood largely, which is good wood to have outside. It's not quite as big as the Copeg one. We decided that might have been a little too big for our park. And those who are familiar with Copeg, it's so much vast amount of land here. We thought we needed, much smaller land. We probably need a slightly smaller one. So it's about 30 feet wide, which we figure is, unless you're going to have the New York Philharmonic play, we'll probably be fine having stage this size. The next step will be to put out a bid to hire someone to assemble it. This is a kit, it comes like a Lego lots kit or whatever. We are moving along, which is wonderful. And it's possible we could have it late summer. If this takes a couple months to get it, it has to be assembled.
Next step would be going out to bid for a contractor.
Well, together.
Does that have a concrete?
Yeah,
Concrete.
Yeah.
Well, that will, they give recommendation, yeah, they definitely have board
So this is
concrete.
just for
This is for the band shell itself, so we have to hire someone to excavate, to put the, frost-proof wall, foundation footings 5 feet down, I think it is. This has been, they modify it for your region, so this is modified for upstate New York winters. We are upgrading it and having a metal roof put on, not the asphalt shingles that were with the base model. We think that would be better in this climate, last longer.
What is the lifespan?
I don't know, but we'll all be dead then.
Yeah.
And what is the maintenance on it? Who does the maintenance?
Well, I'm hoping that because it's made of cedar largely and a metal roof, it won't need a lot of maintenance, but we would do it. Town would have to, just like to maintain this building and every other building.
Okay.
So, yeah. But Copeg's happy with theirs. There's a different company, but same idea.
Okay.
So,
Any further discussion? This is all being paid for by grant.
Yeah, that's the other thing. There's no taxpayer money at all being used in this. I got $100,000 worth of grants for this, and we're spending just a portion of that to buy the kit.
Yeah.
So and I'm applied for more grant money this year to pay for all of it. So I'm hoping that there won't be a dime from taxpayer money put into this.
Yeah.
There was only one bid, or this was?
It's a
bid
state
out?
contract.
We didn't have to bid because it's on a state approved contractors list, and those you do not have to bid. It's like the state has negotiated with them. It's a
Yeah.
standard practice with a lot of things.
Yeah.
And it actually.
Right, but does it trump our local procurement policy? Because for,
No,
No.
it's the same thing that goes.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it saves the town money from the bidding process.
yeah,
So the state does all the bidding for us.
yeah,
So these people put in their cheapest bids for the stuff, but we deal with it with fuel, salt, gravel,
Mhm.
all of our culvert pipes, all of that's under state contract trucks. The estimate, it's all done, Caterpillar does it, John Deere, they all have their equipment that they put on state contract,
yeah.
and it was
And
done.
Bart did present 3 bids.
Yep.
Yes,
So, yeah, so, but thank you for bringing that up.
but
All in favor? Unanimous, thank you. Okay, Forsythia, looking at the park and the line with Hanselman, fences are very expensive. And the living fence, Forsythia is basic, but it's basic for a reason, because it really works and the deer don't touch it. Everything else the deer are gonna get. Well, okay, they'll touch it.
I'll be there for Cynthia if they have.
If they have,
Yeah.
but not in the winter, yeah. All right, I just wanted to let everyone know that, that's the current thinking, so I'll keep you posted on that. Update on the Maple Street, plan, the site concept plan, which you can see, which is basically what we've been talking about, diverting Maple onto 22 has been, just the concept has been submitted to the DOT, and George has actually, had a on-site conversation. They are fine with the basic concept, the devil will be in the details. Without DOT giving some kind of a sign off, there's really no point in discussing. So, when we get that, we can go to the next step. So, but, so far, no major red flags. Okay, Roseanne Park. Motion to approve the Copay Hillsdale Farmers Market 2026 license renewal for a 3-year term with $100 increment increase for each year. Can I get a motion, please? Nico, can I get a second? Erwin? Any comments on the content?
It's a continuation of what we've been doing for the
Yeah.
last year, so it's just updating dates and, yeah,
Yeah,
continuing a small increase.
and we're making it 3 years, so we have to do it for the
Yeah.
year and
Yeah.
give them some sense so they can budget.
Security.
Security, yeah.
Okay.
All in favor? Unanimous, thank you. Okay, can I get a motion to enter into executive session to pursuant of section 105(1)(f) of the open meetings law to discuss employment history of a particular person and matters leading to an appointment of a particular person. Can I get a motion to go into executive session? Nico and Jamie, all in favor? That's unanimous. We are going to enter into executive session at 8:29 PM. Our HR reference day, you can.
Yeah, this is you guys.
Yeah, it's a clerk position, so.